Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host, Paul, and yes, the new Superman suit has just been unveiled. Haven't had a chance to look at it yet. What's happened is that James Gunn has basically dropped this. I got the notification saying it was out. I've run home. I've said MT, let's get on it. MT ain't replied. I'm going ahead. I'm going ahead without you, MT, if you're watching this, and I hope you don't feel bad. But yeah, we're gonna have a first look at it, give our reaction to it, and then kind of go over everything that we kind of get from it. So let's get this suit in. Okay. So yeah, it is different. Yeah, it's got obviously a much higher collar. You know, he's not got that chest hair. The S on it looks damaged. The whole thing looks kind of handmade, I must say. There were rumors that it was going to be made by his mother. That obviously calls back to the comics. I think the Dean Cain suit, they did that as well from the New Adventures of Superman, or Lois and Clark as it got called. Well, I don't even think it was the New Adventures of Superman. My childhood's just one big rubbish thing that I can't really remember. So yeah, it's you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of James Gunn's Guardian suits, especially if you look at the way the cloth kind of compresses around the shoulders. It has sort of a very tangible feel to it, a very homemade feel. So I am guessing that he's going in that direction. You know, he's not going in phone booths and spinning around and getting his clothes on. He's putting his boots on by himself. And yeah, just taking it easy while there's a weird purple laser shooting at Metropolis. Now, that background thing, I'm guessing that's something to do with the engineer, or they might be teasing, you know, perhaps Brainiac or something. But yeah, that's quite an interesting way to go with it. Not 100% sure how I feel at the moment. It is quite a departure of what I had in my head. You know, I think everyone, when we've seen the fan art of it, or, you know, David Corenswet's been superimposed on other actors' suits, we have kind of had that picture in our mind of how we think it's going to look. And then obviously they dropped the S symbol, which was something that a lot of us kind of, we felt like we knew what direction it was going towards, with that kind of being based off, you know, Kingdom Come and stuff. So I'm not overwhelmed by it. I will say that I'm not 100% like going crazy on it, but I'm not hating it. It's just kind of a different I think it's when it's something you weren't expecting in your head, it does take a second to adjust to it, and it kind of feels almost in line with Robert Pattinson's look, from the first Batman. I remember we all kind of had leaks of what the suit was going to be, and I was doing so many videos on it, and I kind of had it built up in my head, and especially what his Bruce Wayne was going to look like, because obviously you know what Robert Pattinson looks like, so you can kind of formulate in your head what it's going to be. And then when they dropped the first look at DC Fandom, it was kind of emo-y. I wasn't 100% sure on what to think, but obviously I loved it in the end. And looking at this suit as well, it kind of feels like it sort of fits in with that style as well. There is like a homemade feel to it. And I feel like Matt Reeves' version of Batman, that did have kind of a... I actually own a full replica of that suit, strangely enough. And when you're putting it together, there's lots of panels and it's kind of homemade and it feels kind of stitched together from other elements and made out of body armor. And yeah, that kind of feels like this. It does have sort of a very Guardians of the Galaxy vibe to it. Again, it kind of feels almost like a jacket when you've zipped it up to the top and it's kind of round your neck. So yeah, I know it's a bit. I know this is going to be divisive. I do, because it is a strong take, and it's a suit that we've never really seen before. You know, when you had the Christopher Reeve version, you could obviously see where that had come straight from the comics. Dean Cain's was next. You know, very classic, in line with it. Brandon Routh, obviously, you know, pretty much just aping the whole Christopher Reeve one. Henry Cavill's one was kind of the first departure. It did feel like it built off the suit, but it toned things down, made it sort of more grounded. And this is that, you know, that was in Snyder's style, and this is definitely in James Gunn's style as well. I do feel that. He looks kind of tired, like his face and the curl and stuff. It's kind of like he has got like marks on his face and dust. So I'm guessing he's just come back from a big fight. I also, can we see the red trunks? He's wearing red trunks. I can see them. We've spotted them. I'm going to put an arrow on the thumbnail down to the trunks. You can hear my kids crying in the background, potentially. They might have just heard the red trunks are coming back. So yeah, it's quite an interesting way to take things. It does feel very James Gunn. I didn't expect it to come up like this. I did think he would go more with the classic look, but I'm not exactly hating it. It does feel very homemade and put together. I don't think it's bad, but I'm not over the moon with it. I will say that. Um, it's very new 52y. So when that started. But yeah, it will grow on me. I'm just kind of giving my first reactions here. It's going to be divisive. It does show that they're kind of taking the DCU in a new direction away from, a lot of stuff that's happened before. So I am interested to see where they go with it. And yeah, very, very strange. Just kind of looking over, seeing if there's more details in it. It's sort of like got almost panels to it. My friend who sent me it, they left their comment beforehand saying they thought it was a slightly bit over designed with all the lines and stuff. I'm not sure. I never feel that way with costumes. And just looking at reactions on Twitter now, people are saying it's like a cross between an MCU costume and a DC costume. So it does kind of have that James Gunn feel to it, but I'm not necessarily thinking that it's fully an MCU sort of rip-off. I would say if they were doing that, they would more kind of go with the classic Superman look. So yeah, that's just my initial thoughts to it. Obviously, it's a big first look. You guys are going to tell me exactly how you feel. Yeah, and I'd love to hear your thoughts as well in the comment section below. If you agree with me and you're kind of mid on it, then hit the thumbs up. If you like the costume, hit the thumbs up. And if you disagree with me, then hit the thumbs up because you're liking that you have something to say in the comments. So we're all getting a big thumbs up here. So yeah, thanks for clicking on the video. Just a quick reaction and a lot of news coming out at the moment. If you want something else to watch, we've got a breakdown of the Boys trailer on screen right now. I am in the middle of working on a Mad Max Fury Road breakdown. I think you guys are really going to like it, so make sure you subscribe. And yeah, huge thank you for checking out the video. Without the way, I've been your host, Paul. You've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.